Ever wondered how the cities we live in are quietly transforming into digital powerhouses? I mean, literally driving economic growth right beneath our feet. It's a fascinating shift, and yeah, it's happening right now. Welcome to the Deep Dive, your shortcut to being truly well-informed. Today, we're doing a deep dive into an absolutely captivating topic, how smart cities are fueling massive economic growth and innovation. And our focus is specifically on China's pretty groundbreaking model. Our source for this deep dive is Chapter 8 of the truly insightful book, Smart Cities, China's Model of Success, by Eduardo Moreno L. Now, from here on out, we'll probably just be referring to him as Moreno. This chapter really brings to life how China has turned urban development into this, powerful economic engine. It really offers us a clear blueprint for the future. Moreno's work, it really highlights how smart cities in China aren't just about, cool tech. It's about significant economic upsides. What stands out to you first regarding these immediate benefits?
Well, what's really fascinating here is how Marino details the tangible, the immediate gains. It's not just theory, right? We're talking about a dramatic increase in efficiency for resource utilization. So imagine IoT devices, the Internet of Things, and advanced data analytics helping cities monitor and manage public services, things like water, electricity, gas, much more efficiently. And the direct impact is, well, reduced waste, lower costs, and more reliable delivery of essential services.
Right, reliability is key.
Absolutely. And for instance, smart grids, which are basically these modernized, digitally controlled electricity networks, they're enabling real-time electricity consumption monitoring and dynamic pricing. This actually encourages conservation during peak hours, which, minimizes operating costs for both suppliers and consumers.
So it's about optimizing what's already there, making it run smoother, cheaper.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a powerful foundation. Beyond just optimizing existing systems, how do these smart city improvements specifically impact public services in a way that fuels economic growth?
Yeah, Moreno points directly to the revolutionary impact of intelligent transport systems. Real-time data is used to manage traffic flow, drastically reduce congestion, and optimize public transportation routes.
Ah, the commute, always a big one.
Exactly. And this directly translates to shorter travel times for everyone, reduced fuel consumption for vehicles, and importantly, lower emissions. So these improvements lead to pretty significant cost savings and clear environmental benefits too. We're talking smart infrastructure, like automated traffic lights and connected vehicles all working together, sort of streamlining the entire urban commute.
Okay, the gains are clear from saving money on utilities to smoother commutes. That makes sense. But what does this kind of smart infrastructure mean for, say, new businesses and the job market? How do these smart cities foster innovation beyond just making existing systems better?
Well, looking at the broader implications, Moreno says smart cities act as powerful catalysts for innovation and entrepreneurship. They're establishing dedicated tech hubs and innovation districts that specifically attract startups and technology companies. And this directly leads to job creation and a broad economic diversification.
Okay, so creating actual new opportunities.
Right. And these hubs aren't just buildings. Marina stresses they provide access to cutting-edge research facilities, crucial funding opportunities, and a genuinely collaborative environment. He also notes the proliferation of digital platforms and services, which has given rise to the gig economy, offering flexible employment options that complement traditional work.
That's a huge shift in the employment landscape. Wow. And it sounds like there's a real estate angle, too. Does all this smart infrastructure actually make properties more valuable?
It absolutely does. Moreno highlights the significant impact on the real estate sector. You see, smart city initiatives often involve high-tech residential and commercial properties. They're frequently equipped with advanced amenities like smart home systems, energy-efficient appliances, integrated security solutions, that kind of thing.
Stuff people want, basically.
Exactly. These features significantly increase property appeal, driving up values and attracting further investment. Plus, the improved quality of life overall, better public services, reduced pollution, increased safety makes these urban areas much more attractive. Attractive for both residents and businesses, which in turn stimulates local economies even further. It's a cycle.
Makes sense. And what about the city government itself? Does it become more, efficient and transparent through all this integration?
That brings up a really crucial point about governance. Marino explains how e-governance platforms, these are digital systems that streamline government services online, they simplify administrative processes. They significantly reduce bureaucracy and make it easier for businesses to operate. Think about online services for permits, licenses, tax payments. They streamline interactions, fostering a more business-friendly environment, much less red tape.
Definitely speeds things up.
For sure.
Uh,
Furthermore, the use of big data analytics in policymaking leads to more informed decisions, which truly spurs economic development and helps address urban challenges much more effectively.
It's incredible how multifaceted these benefits are. I mean, from literally saving money on utility bills to creating whole new industries and making government more streamlined. Smart cities in China, as Moreno describes them, are clearly contributing to the country's overall economic growth and global competitiveness in a really powerful way.
Okay, so we've seen these direct economic wins, tangible stuff,
Wow.
but it's fascinating to delve into how China specifically cultivates this growth. You mentioned these strategically developed innovation hubs. Moreno really emphasizes these dedicated spaces, doesn't he?
He does. Moreno describes these hubs as true incubators for new ideas and solutions to urban challenges. It's
Yeah.
very intentional. The government plays a central role here, not just in funding, but in providing things like tax incentives, subsidies, and streamlined regulatory processes for businesses within these hubs.
Cutting through the bureaucracy again.
Right. And they also invest heavily in state-of-the-art facilities and high-speed internet connectivity, which are absolutely essential for R&D. So it's a deliberate strategy, not just, hoping things grow organically.
Yeah.
How do the big tech players fit into this carefully constructed ecosystem?
Well, what's particularly impactful is the private sector involvement. Major tech companies, think Alibaba, Huawei, Tencent, they're actively encouraged to set up their R&D centers within these hubs. And this promotes collaboration with smaller startups. You get this mix, combining the agility of new ventures with the resources and market reach of the established giants. Venture capital and private equity firms are also key players here, providing the necessary funding to scale promising ventures.
And academia, too. Is it a true trifecta of government, industry, and education driving this innovation?
Precisely. Moreno points out that universities and research institutes, places like Tsinghua, Beijing, Shenzhen University, SUSTech, they collaborate closely with industry partners, so they produce a steady stream of skilled graduates, and they ensure that academic discoveries are quickly translated into practical applications. It really fosters that whole innovation ecosystem.
So these hubs are like supercharged ecosystems, churning out the technologies that then get implemented across the cities.
Mm-hmm. That's a great way to put it. They really are. The impact is significant. You see the rapid development and deployment of advanced solutions. We're talking AI, big data, the Internet of Things. These technologies are fundamentally transforming urban management and services at an unprecedented pace across China.
It sounds like a well-oiled machine. But as you said, it's really driven by individual companies and, well, substantial investments.
Mm.
What does Moreno tell us about the startup scene specifically? And how money is flowing into these smart city initiatives?
Moreno describes a truly vibrant startup ecosystem. I mean, Chinese startups are key players. They're leveraging these cutting-edge technologies, AI, big data, IoT, to address really complex urban challenges. And their agility, their adaptability, it means they can respond quickly to market demands, driving both technological innovation and economic growth.
And the government remains heavily involved in supporting them directly.
Absolutely. The government's role is crucial. Establishing those innovation hubs and incubators we talked about, providing financial incentives, and facilitating access to vital research and development resources. Moreno even mentions the Made in China 2025 initiative as a kind of broader context here. It's all about fostering local technological capabilities and helping these startups flourish.
So it's not just the tech giants getting the attention, but a whole new generation of innovators getting a boost. Interesting. What about the larger investment trends? Where's the capital coming from for these massive citywide projects?
Yeah, it takes serious capital. Government funding and public-private partnerships, or PPPs, are crucial for these smart city projects, according to Moreno. These partnerships, they combine government oversight with the innovation potential and, frankly, the capital of private companies. But beyond that, venture capital and private equity firms are extremely active in this sector. They're attracted to startups with scalable solutions and strong market potential.
Makes sense. Big potential returns.
Exactly. They're making high-profile investments in areas like autonomous vehicles, smart grids, and various urban mobility solutions.
Are there any specific companies Moreno points out as good examples of this dynamic? Like, who's making waves?
Yes, he does give some examples. He highlights companies like SenseTime and Megvii for their use of AI, particularly in enhancing urban safety and management through, sophisticated surveillance and data analytics. And in the electric vehicle space, companies like XPeng Motors and NIO are mentioned as leaders contributing to sustainable urban transport solutions. All of this, as Moreno details, is part of that collaborative ecosystem where academia, industry, and government work together to sustain the innovation pipeline.
Okay, this is clearly a successful domestic model,
Yeah.
hugely impactful within China. But China isn't just building smart cities within its own borders, right? Moreno discusses how they're exporting these technologies. How are they doing that, and what's the global demand look like?
Right. That's a key part of the picture. Moreno details how China has become a formidable exporter of this innovation, and the global demand is high. It's really driven by this universal need for sustainable urban development and more efficient resource management everywhere. So Chinese companies are leveraging their deep expertise in AI, IoT, big data, and 5G to meet this demand.
So they have the experience now.
They do, and they're known for providing comprehensive technology solutions, not just pieces, but whole systems that are adaptable to diverse urban environments. They're designed for seamless integration and holistic urban management.
So they're not just selling components, but like the whole package.
Yeah.
And is cost a factor in their global appeal? Does Moreno mention that?
Precisely, whole systems thinking. And yes, cost is definitely a factor. The large-scale domestic deployment of these technologies has led to significant economies of scale. This has reduced costs, making their solutions more accessible to international markets. This cost-effectiveness is particularly appealing to developing countries.
Okay, that makes sense.
And Moreno highlights their strategic partnerships with foreign governments and private companies. These often involve technology transfer, joint ventures, and direct local infrastructure investments. Huawei, for example, he notes, has been instrumental in smart city projects in countries like Kenya, Malaysia, and the United Arab Emirates.
And the Belt and Road Initiative, which we hear a lot about, how does that tie into this global export strategy?
Ah, yes, the Belt and Road Initiative, or BRI, it's crucially important, according to Moreno. It serves as a major platform for exporting smart city technologies and integrating Chinese telecommunications infrastructure, like 5G, across participating countries. So this not only facilitates technology export, but also promotes the adoption of Chinese standards and practices in urban development globally.
So it's spreading the model as well as the tech.
In a way, yes. And Moreno notes their approach often involves offering affordable technology packages and flexible financing options, especially helpful for developing countries in Southeast Asia, Africa, and Latin America. However, he also acknowledges, and this is important, that these partnerships often come with concerns about data security, privacy, and sometimes geopolitical tensions. Chinese companies, Moreno notes, are actively working to address these, trying to increase transparency and compliance in their international ventures.
Okay, so it's not just about economics, but also about shaping urban development models worldwide while, navigating some pretty complex global dynamics. What does Moreno say about the broader global impact of China's smart city model? What are the ripple effects?
Well, from a broader perspective, China's model has had a profound influence. It's really accelerated smart city initiatives globally. Their success has demonstrated tangible benefits, prompting other nations, you see it across Europe, North America, Asia, to accelerate their own smart city projects. Often this happens through knowledge exchange and collaboration.
Learning from what works, essentially.
Exactly. And the economic implications are significant too. This shift stimulates new markets and industries globally. You have Chinese giants like Huawei and Alibaba expanding their influence by providing smart city solutions worldwide. This increases their economic reach and also promotes global technological standards, often Chinese standards.
Right. And environmentally. Any impact there?
Yes, definitely. In terms of environmental sustainability, China's integration of green technologies and smart solutions, things like smart grids and intelligent transport systems that we talked about earlier, these directly contribute to global efforts to combat climate change. It sets an example, or at least provides tools.
Okay. And socially, how does it affect quality of life?
On a social level, Moreno argues these technologies can improve the quality of life worldwide by enhancing public services, health, and education. Think about AI in healthcare for remote diagnosis and telemedicine, or smart education platforms for remote and personalized learning. These have potential global benefits.
So the ripple effect is truly global, impacting governance, the environment, and potentially the daily life for people far beyond China's borders.
Yes, absolutely. And it transforms governance itself. Digital governance frameworks, big data, AI, and policymaking. These tools are increasing efficiency, responsiveness, and accountability in urban administrations worldwide, or at least offer the potential for it. However, and Moreno's research really highlights this point, China's extensive use of surveillance and data collection technologies has definitely sparked global debates. Debates about balancing these potential benefits with individual privacy rights. This has prompted other countries to focus heavily on developing robust data protection regulations and clear ethical guidelines as they build their own smart cities.
A critical balancing act. We've covered so much today. From the direct economic benefits right down to the global ripples of China's smart city development. It's clear this is more than just infrastructure. It's really a new paradigm for urban life that Moreno is describing.
It really is. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, Moreno shows us a model where technological innovation and economic growth are deeply, fundamentally intertwined with urban well-being. But this raises, I think, an important question for all of us, something to think about. As cities worldwide continue to urbanize at a rapid pace, will the economic imperative, the drive for efficiency and growth, always pave the way for smart city adoption, even when faced with significant societal or ethical considerations? And looking ahead, how might that ultimately shape the future of urban governance globally?
That's a powerful thought to leave with, isn't it? Definitely something to chew on. As you go about your day, maybe consider the technologies shaping your own urban environment and, yeah, the trade-offs involved. This has been the Deep Dive, and we hope you feel a little more well-informed about the smart cities of tomorrow.